What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Just back again with another video. This is your one-stop shop for anime and manga. Let's get into it. What's up, y'all? So today we're going to be doing my yearly reading log. This is everything that I've read from January 2024 all the way through to December. And I cannot wait because I can't wait to share with y'all what I've read this year. I really cannot believe it. I've read so damn much. I know I do read manga every single day, but when I've been cataloging everything that I've been reading, and I didn't really look at the list at all throughout this year until I sat down to really make this video, and I can't believe everything that I've read. The only thing I probably need to start doing is cataloging how much I've read. I just have the specific series that I've read, and I don't really catalog exactly what I read because I read most of my stuff digitally. So I'm reading, just chapters and chapters. So I don't really, equate that to specific volumes, if that makes sense. I just read them. But of course, I did read a ton of stuff physically. I read a whole bunch of volumes. So today we're going to be breaking down my yearly reading log. I'm gonna make it a little bit easier because last time I did it, I was just all over the place. This year, I'm gonna try and break it down a little bit better. So I have my what I call weeklies and monthlies, which are basically my weekly and monthly series that I'm always reading. Those are typically my Shonen Jump series, things I'm reading on the Shonen Jump app, Manga app, that come out every Sunday. Or, the series like Dragon Ball Super and I think Boruto come out every month. After that, I'm going to discuss the actual physical volumes that I've read this year and basically everything that I've more or less collected throughout this year that I have read. And after I talk about my physical volumes I've read, I'm going to go through all the digital series that I've read. So that's basically all of the chapters that I've read throughout this year. It's going to be a big ride. I can't believe I read this much. I hope y'all guys stick with me to the end. Definitely check out some of the cool series that I've read this year because I really do like them. I do try to read different things here and there. So hope you guys enjoy this list. I'm not going to go too in depth about these series, especially the ones that are really well known. So I'm just basically going to rattle some of my weeklies off right now. So obviously we're going to start with One Piece. Then I have, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, a newer one called Shinobi Undercover. I will talk about that one a little bit. It's basically the best ninja out there in the world. He is the world's badass ninja. I think he's a teenager and he has social anxiety, so he really does not like to talk to people. And his mission is that he actually has to go into a school and protect this girl. Now, he's just having crazy anxiety, not because he has to protect the girl, but because he's going to be in a school setting. He's only good at combat. It's a super nice, fun, amazing action series. Definitely check that one out. It's brand spanking new. You have to read that one. After that, I've been reading Undead Unluck and Blue Box. Blue Box is one of my favorite series that are currently ongoing right now. The anime just came out, and the anime looks beautiful. I highly recommend everyone watch that one. But Blue Box, basically nice slice of life rom-com that's very genuine, very humble. It's amazing. I gotta read that one. Then it's Ichi the Witch. That one I think I'm going to drop. I haven't been liking that one recently, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to drop that one probably in the next couple weeks or so. Next we have Shiba Inu Rooms, which is a nice series about just these ghost dogs who all inhabit this apartment building, and the residents, they have to live with these ghost dogs. It's just a nice, fun, slice of life type of thing. It's so cute the way these Shiba Inus just interact with the humans. And I really do love this. This was on the Manga app. And the last thing I've been reading, basically my weeklies, is Wild Strawberry. That is probably one of my favorites too. Because Wild Strawberry is basically like Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, like that type of genre. But instead of like demons or devils, it's basically plants. So the enemies, they are all plants. The plants are actually people, so they kind of basically like Fire Force, spontaneous human combustion. They basically just sprout into these jinkas, that's what they're called, and they go around eating people. And obviously the people that are there to fight them, I think they're called the Special Funeral Force. They have to go defeat the jinkas, but they have to use the powers of the jinkas while they fight. So it's just a crazy, just action-packed series. Artwork is beautiful. It's probably one of the cleanest artworks I've seen in a minute. And of course, the last one I'm reading weekly is Kagurabachi. We all know Kagurabachi. That one is, taking the internet by storm. The anime was just announced. I can't believe, this was announced for, the manga came out. I think there's only like 30 chapters out. So Kagurabachi is obviously amazingly popular, rightfully so. It's an amazing series. So that was all of my weekly series. Now for like my monthly series that I also read, I have Dragon Ball Super. Rest in peace. I was reading it monthly until Toriyama passed away. I did hear Taro is going to continue with the final arc. I cannot wait for that. I'm going to love reading that because I really do love Dragon Ball Super. It was an amazing series. Then it's Twin Star Exorcist. That is a monthly series that I just cannot believe I loved so damn much. Basically, you have the two strongest exorcists, one from the east, one from the west. They're children, and they actually have to get married and basically give birth to the prophesied child. Now, they don't want to do that. They don't like each other because they're like, well, I think 10, 11 years old when they met. So they're supposed to, meet, date, and they eventually have that kid. But obviously, the whole series is just an amazing roller coaster of just emotion, battle, action. I was reading all Twin Star Exorcists, and they actually did finish this year. I started reading it and caught up, and then finally when it finished, I was just amazed by it. The ending was one of the better ones that I do like. Normally, I'm not a big fan of manga endings in general. I normally just like, they don't really hit for me all the time. But Twin Star Exorcists definitely just takes the cake. One of my favorite monthly series. Then we got Seraph of the End, which I think I'm going to drop too. Once Seraph of the End had that twist, I don't want to spoil nothing if you're not up to date. Once it had the twist of what you realize the vampires are, like who you like when you find out the twist between the main character and his brother, that's really when I stopped. It really just went downhill from there. I just was not feeling it, so I'm probably gonna drop Seraph of the End. And the last thing I'm reading is Boruto. Two Blue Vortex is by far saving the Boruto series. I'll be completely honest. I was not feeling the Boruto series at all. It was very, very mid. I was not liking it. I was not having fun with it. I was always waiting for obviously the first chapter or the first episode you see when their Boruto is grown and the village is destroyed and whatnot. I was so excited when Two Blue Vortex. That has not had a bad chapter yet. I know it's crazy to say. Every single chapter of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex is a complete hit. Normally that's not common. Normally, obviously, you're gonna have, like I guess filler chapters, like boring chapters here and there. But I gotta say, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, like, it's just hitting every single chapter. Every one that comes out, I'm just super excited for. I gotta find out what's happening next. I really do wish this one was weekly, but we get what we get. So those were my weekly / monthly series. Basically, as you can tell, they're all more or less Shonen Jump series, Viz manga series. So that's what I normally read throughout my week. I usually will read whatever comes out during that week. So that was all the things that I'm reading for my weeklies. Obviously, they're all digital. Now let's get into my physical books. Now for the physicals, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I have my stack here, but we're just going to try and go rattle them off. First we have Initial D. The Omnibus came out. I love this one. Here's the Kinokuniya version of the covers. Absolutely love this series. I'm not a big street racing fan, but this is making me like street racing. Next, we got JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. So I've been reading this as it comes out. Obviously, I saw all the anime already, so I'm just waiting for Steel Ball Run. But I gotta say, I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's one of my favorite ongoing series at the moment. So here's Stone Ocean. The next three series are very common on my channel if you've been watching my videos. First, you got Candy and Cigarettes, 11-year-old assassin with a grandfather age handler. Their dynamic is very cute, very beautiful, and she's just a badass, like just killing everyone. After that, we have Zom 100 Buckets of the Dead, easily my favorite ongoing physical series right now. I just love how funny it is, even though I'm not normally like the comedy type of person. And obviously last is Solo Leveling. I absolutely love Solo Leveling. I read everything digitally already, so I've been rereading now with the physicals when they come out, and this series just hits every time. I love this one. Next, we have all 3 volumes of Dead Company, basically a video game company. They hire someone who was in an actual death game so that they can create a new death game video game type of thing. But what the guy don't realize is when he's hired, it's not a video game he's creating. He's actually creating real life death games that he did partake in. So that's an amazing series right there. After that, we have all 5 volumes. It Takes Two, Tomorrow 2. Probably one of my favorite rom-coms that came out. It's just nice slice of life, really chill. I do absolutely love this one. Next, we have Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. It's hard for me to describe this series. You just basically have to read the first volume on the Webtoon app. Let me know if you like it, because this one's just hard to describe because so much just goes on. After that, we have what is my favorite rom-com that I've ever read, and that's Sweat and Soap. All 10, I think it's 10 or 11 volumes, one of those two. I have both box sets. Basically a nice, chill, slice of life rom-com. I absolutely adore this one. This one is very popular, especially when the box set came out. After that, we have Joker's One Operation, all 3 volumes. I didn't like this one too much. I'm just more of a Joker fan. That's why I picked this one up, but it is what it is. I don't recommend this one too much. You gotta be like a hardcore Joker fan like me if you really do like it. After that, the next thing I picked up was the Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal Edition. So I read all of this. I think it's 17 or 18 volumes. When I finally did finish collecting all of the Full Metal editions, picked this up, read them, and I absolutely adored it. Halfway done with the physicals, I think. So we'll see where we get there. After I read volume 1 of Ancient Magus Bride, I really did enjoy this one. This one was my girl. She picked this one up. This is one of her favorite series. And I really read it. I do like the first volume. I do want to see what more goes on. After that, I read both volumes of Watch Dogs Tokyo, and it's amazing. I like it enough because it's basically just a Watch Dogs add-on. It's the same thing, just takes place in Japan. I still do need to read the third volume. That's going to come out, I think, in 2025. After I read all of Happiness, this is an insane series. The first one I ever read of Shizuo Oshimi, all 10 volumes. This one is just a menace, crazy take on vampires. I really do enjoy this one. Definitely got to check that one out. After that, we read easily my favorite new series of all time. Not of all time, my favorite new series that I've actually been reading right now. Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. I don't know what it is about this series. It just hits on every level for me. The comedy, the chill aspect of it. This is the only series that I can actually relax me and just basically bring my heart rate down. And whatever I'm doing, if I need to relax, I'm reading the series. Next thing was all 3 volumes of End Rollback. This one's okay. It's not the best thing I've ever read. I regret it? Not really. But it was just a lot of hard elements that I was not expecting. So that one was just intense. Basically, a brother, after his sister's self-deletion, he goes back in, an angel lets him go back in time, and he has to go and kill the person that led to his sister's self-deletion. Now, the thing is that if he kills the wrong person, he goes back to the beginning of the loop, and he loses 10 years of his life. So what led to his sister's self-deletion was insane. That one was just hard for me to read, hard for me to get through, but I did get through it. It's only 3 volumes. After I read all 5 volumes of Animata, absolutely love this series. It's basically Bakuman, but anime. So the girl, she wants to become an animator. So she goes to work for the studio that she loves. But I like the fact that she is not that good of an artist. So she just has to grind. She has this amazing eye for detail. That's what really got her the job. And it's just an insane way of just learning about the ins and outs of the anime, like how to create anime. Then we have a nice one-shot, Home Office Romance, by the creator of Swan Soap. And obviously, the creator knows what he's doing with rom-coms, because this rom-com was hitting every single time. A nice single volume. I really did enjoy this one. The artwork, of course, beautiful. And it's just a rom-com of 2 people who are stuck in lockdown. What more can you get with that? The next thing, and I actually currently reading, is the Fire Force Omnibus. So this is the actual volume I'm on right now. So that's volume 9. I'm on volume 9 right now, reading through all of Fire Force. Basically, we all know what Fire Force is. The final season of the anime is going to get released soon. After I read Fire Force, I'm going to go right into Soul Eater, so I can't wait for that. After that, I read A School Frozen in Time, and finally, Psycho-Pass. So that's everything that I've read physically anyway, and it's a lot. Now, I'm saying, like, while I'm talking, I'm saying, like, then I read this, then I read this. These are in no particular order whatsoever. It's just the way I'm speaking, that's how it sounds, that I basically, after one series, I went to the next. I have no idea in what order. I could have started reading Solo Leveling in January for all I know. I don't know what series I've read in what time. I should actually catalog that, like what month I read each in, but too late now. Alright, so now I'm going to get my book, because I have talked about my weekly series. I've talked about my physical series that I've read. Now it's time to get to the real meat of the video, and that's the digital series that I've read this year. And it's insane, so I'm just going to basically fire through these because it's a lot. If you do want to hear anything like specific about any series that I have read, definitely let me know down in the comments, or definitely check out my channel, because it's probably so that I did talk about a series definitely in my reading log, or I did do a dedicated video on it already. So let's get to these digital series. First thing, okay, again, in no particular order, we got Shoujo No, Black Clover, Martial Master Asumi. That one is amazing. I'm so upset that that one was canceled. Basically a nice like action about a guy who he is a martial arts expert, basically because his grandfather taught him their own unique martial arts, and he goes and he wants to become an MMA fighter. I love that series. I'm so mad it got canceled. After that, I've read all of Call of the Night. Became my 3rd favorite series I've ever read. Easily love Call of the Night. After that is I Want to End This Love Game, A Condition Called Love. Then is Horizon, Windbreaker, Witch Hat Atelier, Boys Abyss. Now, Boys Abyss, I heard it is very controversial. I've only read, I think, the first volume. I need to read more of it. I did like it for what it was. I do see where it can get a little boring. As far as I know, there's a lot of volumes out. I don't know if that story itself can take it. Like, I'm gonna enjoy the story the entire way, but I'll probably try more of it next year. Next is Blue Lock, Bleach, the final arc specifically. So I've read Bleach years ago when it was releasing, and I decided to reread the Thousand Year Blood War just because it's been so long, and I wanted to just reread it before I watched the anime. And I'm waiting for the anime to finish. I've finished reading the Thousand Year Blood War, and I love it. It's really, really good. Not my favorite arc, but I do love it. I love him fighting the Quincy's. After that, we have Downfall, Please Leave Akatsu's-san, 15 Minutes Before We Date, Moriarty the Patriot, Solo Leveling Ragnarok, which is the sequel series to Solo Leveling. So I've been reading that. It's amazing. I do really like it. It doesn't hit as hard for me as Solo Leveling, but it's a nice sequel series. Then I read a little bit of Rent a Girlfriend. I dropped it. I didn't like it too much. Then it was Dead Proof Samurai before. It looks like that basically got canceled. I'm so upset because it just came back. It was so, so good. The World After the Fall, a nice manhwa that my boy Michael put me on. I really am enjoying that one. So that was it. That's everything I've read for the entire year. That was all of my digital series. I showed you all my physicals, and I've also talked about my weeklies. It's insane how much I've read. I cannot believe it. Now, mind you, the digital series, those if I'm not up to date with the series, I've definitely read at least 10, 15 chapters of each series. Probably the only one I didn't read 10, 15 chapters of is things like, I think it was like Boys Abyss, where I only read like the first volume. Or what was it? That's probably it now that I'm looking at it. Probably only that one series. It's insane. I can't believe I've read this much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this is probably a longer one. I don't know. Yeah, I'll find out when I'm editing. But I cannot believe I've read this much. Definitely let me know what other series that y'all have read this year. Maybe not everything, but definitely let me know what are just the heavy hitters that y'all talked about, y'all read this year that I really want to know. Because I love just sharing myself, sharing my story, sharing everything that I've been reading with y'all. It's so much fun to just get in this community and talk about it. Thank you guys so much for making this fun video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're new here, you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the bell when I post another video. Follow me on Twitter, links will be in the description. Happy holidays. This is your boy Just. I'm off this.